Hello everyone, it is day 25 of my trip to the UK, November 19th, 2023, and I'm in Manchester. This is my final day in the UK. I'm staying at the Ibis budget Manchester Airport Hotel. It is 4 in the morning.
It is 4 in the morning. Oh, I don't want to get up. Alright, so not only did I set like 10 alarms, but I also had 2 people call and make sure that I was up at 4 in the morning. Now I'm going to have some breakfast. This was from the Worgans. It is a chorizo sausage roll.
My flight leaves at 6 in the morning, so thankfully my hotel is only a short walk away from Manchester Airport.
Alright, so I just got my luggage checked in the oversized luggage area. So that should, fingers crossed, help it survive the trip successfully. And so I just dropped that off, and I've got my boarding pass. So I'm just going to find my right zone, and off we go. Fingers crossed everything goes smoothly. All right, so I just made it through security, and now I'm going to find my gate.
I was able to get into the right gate on time. So this would be my short flight of the day, going from Manchester Airport in the UK to the Charles de Gaulle Airport in France, arriving at 8:30 a.m., leaving the UK at 6 a.m. And I'm so grateful to my sister Julia for rescheduling my ticket when I got sick and had to extend my trip for some extra days. Thankfully, my experience at Manchester Airport went off without a hitch. So I hop on the plane at Manchester Airport. My luggage has been checked, all of the incredible Doctor Who merchandise that I got while I was in the UK. And the only thing I have with me is my carry-on, which is my backpack. I put that in the overhead compartment, and I take my seat, which is right next to the window, which is great. And I sit down and I feel in my pockets. I feel my wallet. That's there. I feel my phone. That's there. I take my phone out. Good to have my phone with me. And then I feel for my passport. And my passport isn't in my pocket. And so immediately I start panicking. I look around my seat. I check around me. It's not there. It is gone. Now, the strange thing is, I know I have my passport with me because I wouldn't have been able to get on the plane without it, but I can't find my passport. And so I start to panic, and I get up. Maybe I absentmindedly put my passport into my backpack. Maybe it's in there. So I'm looking through there. I must have looked quite nervous because one of the flight attendants comes over and asks if I need any help and what's going on. And I explain that I can't find my passport. And so she said, look, 9 times out of 10, it's in your bag somewhere. So make sure you check your bag thoroughly. So I look through my bag. She checks around my seat. We're not finding anything. Other people are boarding the plane at this point. A couple actually come in and sit where my seat was. And so I couldn't really search there anymore. But I was, of course, looking with my flashlight, under the seats. At this point, another flight attendant is brought into the search. They're like, oh, have you checked in your bag? Are you sure it's not in your bag? And so I'm showing them. I'm like, look, this is what's in here. And they probably thought it was very strange because I open up my bag and it's all Doctor Who graphic novels and Doctor Who books and a bag of Jelly Baby, but that's it. They can clearly see, gosh, this guy hasn't packed anything normal, clothes or souvenirs. So it was very clear that it was not in my bag. But of course, they also have to prep for takeoff. And so I was just told, look, we're going to have to take off and look for this in flight. And so I was sitting there, the most nervous I've ever been in my life, and just so sad and horrified and this can't be how my trip ends. Do I get, it's gone so wonderfully so far, and here I am sitting without a passport and going, what happens to me if I land in France and I don't have a passport And like being stranded in Paris does not seem like the worst fate that one can endure. But at the time in the news, there were lots of riots. You hearing about stories about in all the hotels, there's like a lice outbreak going around. So I'm like, great. If I need to get a hotel and stay in Paris or something, would they even let me? They wouldn't even let me out of the airport without a passport. And so I'm just panicking. This is all going through my head at this time. I'm panicking. And I even took my phone out at one point and thought, gee, should I record this? That's how dedicated I was to the vlog.
Oh my god, I think I just lost my passport.
But we take off and I'm just sitting there like freaking out, zoned out, looking through my bag again for the millionth time, checking my pockets. It's not there. And I look up and one of the flight attendants comes over with a big smile on her face and says, I found it. Oh my gosh. I felt like they were my guardian angels that trip. What had happened was, in between the window seat and the airplane window, there is a gap that is the perfect size for your passport to just slip into and remain hidden. Oh, that's what had happened. It had fallen out of my pocket. Maybe I was taking my phone out, and somehow, maybe when I sat down, it had slid into that gap and hid from me and led us on a merry game of hide and seek. I was just so relieved to have my passport again. I cannot tell you. So glad that I didn't have to continue this journey without a passport. So I land in Charles de Gaulle Airport and I'm able to, with my passport, get off the plane with my backpack and go and check in for my flight from Charles de Gaulle to Logan Airport. Tune in next time as I fly from Paris to Boston and receive some bad news once I get to Logan.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Doctor Who Guide YouTube channel. Now,
don't forget to subscribe to the Doctor Who Guide YouTube channel. You know it makes sense.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Doctor Who Guide YouTube channel.
Hello. Don't forget to subscribe to the Doctor Who YouTube channel guide.